This is the Yanks Go Yard podcast with Adam Weinrib and Thomas Carinante.
Hey, folks, it's just Thomas Carinante still. Welcome on into the Yanks Go Yard podcast. Adam Weinrib will be back on Monday. I am coming to you live from an insane asylum because what are the Yankees doing? My God, these last two games, it's like, did you forget how to play baseball? Do you know what you're doing? Do you exist? I don't know. But they lose the series to the Orioles. What a way to finish. So you lose 17-5 in the finale after starting all this drama. We got a lot of drama to recap. I think most of this series is just drama. A lot of stuff with Aaron Judge getting hit in the first game, then him being out for the second game. Yankees throwing at some batters. Don't know if it was intentional or not, but Orioles fans took it that way, didn't you guys? You guys were pretty upset throughout that whole thing. And a lot of people were saying bad stuff on social media. Yankees fans are doing bad stuff on social media. I don't know, man. Everybody is kind of just, it's exhausting at this point, isn't it? And I feel like it's only been a few days. This team just has lost two series for the first time since 2024. Two series back-to-back, I'm sorry. They lost at Fenway. Then you lose at home to the Orioles. Talking Yanks was asking Aaron Boone if what the recipe is for beating AL East teams. Yankees, I think, were 9-10 or 10-9 coming into the series against AL East teams, and obviously dominated against the rest of the league. You got to win the games in the division. Aaron Boone had some just what is the response? You got to play. You got to play good. You got to play good. And after you play good, you got to take the momentum and then play good the next day, and then don't get too high and don't get. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Either way. Drama-filled series in this one. Monday night, the Yankees win. But Aaron Judge leaves that game with a hand injury. He gets hit by an Albert Suarez fastball. He was clearly upset about it, clearly mad. Mentioned in the post game that it was, quote, part of the Orioles game to throw up and in, apparently. I guess that's what they were doing. Gleyber Torres got hit in the hand. Same type deal in that one. And tensions were high. You lose Aaron Judge for the season on a hit by pitch like that, or even for, a 6 to 8 week period. Mookie Betts and the Dodgers are going through that at the moment. Big derailment of your season. I think a team like the Dodgers are better equipped to survive that. The Yankees, as you see, every time they lose one guy out of this lineup, everything kind of just collapses. They lose Judge for one night. They can't hit. They need to try and mount a comeback. They can't do it. They lost Soto for that weekend against the Dodgers. Largely forgot how to hit for two games before bringing it together in the third. So yeah, Yankees lose these last two games in, I don't know. Is it agonizing? I guess last night was agonizing, but you went through 6 innings feeling like they were going to completely lie down and give up because they had one hit through 6 innings after Judge had went down. Then today they go down immediately. Luis Gil, worst start of his career, worst start of the season by far. 1 1/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, just bad. The Orioles finished today with 17 runs on 19 hits, and 7 walks. So they had 26 runners on base today. Pretty unbelievable. The Yankees, on the other hand, they had 6 hits and 3 walks. So they got 9 base runners on against, I don't even know, Cole Irvin and a bunch of guys out of the bullpen. Like, what the hell did this team do today? Meanwhile, the Yankees burned their entire bullpen. Just so you know, right before the series against the Braves, Luis Gil goes 1 1/3. Michael Tonkin goes 1 2/3. Tommy Kahnle came in for an inning. Tim Hill, new acquisition they acquired on Thursday morning, came in for an inning. Ron Marinaccio, another inning. Victor Gonzalez, another inning. Caleb Ferguson, another inning. So good luck. The Braves are red hot. And that should be a great series, shouldn't it? Either way, let's go rewind back to Monday. A lot of bad stuff happening. Aaron Judge gets hit, leaves the game, calls out the Orioles in the postgame. Then fans go off the rails, absolutely off the rails. So you had Yankees fans who were panicking because they were like, oh my God, is Judge going to miss time? Oh man, this long-term injury is going to be potentially devastating. Then the x-rays come back negative. CT scan comes back negative. He gets the day off on Wednesday, and you're like, you know what? Probably the right move. Similar to what happened to Soto 2 weeks ago, right? Forearm tightness. You're sitting there. Yeah, it's a big series against the Dodgers, I guess, but it's June. We need Juan Soto through October. So, yeah, rest him for the series, rest him for a week, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. The team should be, in theory, talented enough to get through this. But then what happens on Wednesday night, right? Yankees are down 4-1 or 5-1. Giancarlo Stanton homers in the bottom of the seventh, 3-run shot to make it 5-4. Yankees are right back in it. That inning prior, Aaron Boone pinch hit Jahmai Jones for Trent Grisham. Don't know why. Made no sense. But either way, that was how down bad the Yankees were. And after fans had saw that, they were like, well, Judge better pitch hit in the 8th or the 9th or in extras if they need it. The Yankees tie it up in the bottom of the 9th. They go to extras. What happens? Bad defense again. You had bad defense from Soto in that 7th inning when he, I guess, misplayed a hot shot off the bat of I'm sorry. Forgot who hit it, but it was Canely pitching. Canely can't come in with runners on. We know that. Bad situation. He inherited the runner, who was Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson got plunked by Victor Gonzalez. Orioles fans got really mad. We don't really know if it was intentional or not. It did come on an 0-0 count. It did come right after he got Jorge Mateo to pop out. Gonzalez pitched a scoreless 6th right before that. So similar to kind of the Judge situation the other night when Suarez hit him, fans were mad. I don't know why we're mad. Like, the pitcher doesn't want to put a runner on. It doesn't make sense to put a runner on. To my knowledge, there's no bad blood between these teams. So felt like a lot of overreaction on both sides. Yankees fans want, Albert Suarez's head on a spike. Orioles fans getting mad from that first game of the series because Juan Soto was running in the third baseline and Jordan Westburg came on a weird diagonal angle to field the ground ball and they collided. Orioles fans unreasonably mad about that and trying to claim it was eye for an eye. Oh yeah, Judge got hit next. So what do you expect after, your players doing dumb stuff on the base paths? It was like he was running the third and it was a slow chopper and Jordan Westburg admittedly tried to make a very athletic play on it, but he came out of nowhere. It was hard for Soto to stop. And if Soto's worried about avoiding where the fielder might be on a ground ball, then he's not focusing on base running and he's not getting to where he needs to be on the soft chopper. So I don't know, guys, give it a rest. Rivalries are fun, right? In-division rivalries are a great time, but I don't think we need to manufacture them out of contrived nonsense. So you have all this anger. Judge gets off Wednesday, rightful day off. And then you get later in the game, the 9th in the extras, and it's, why isn't Judge pinch hitting? He's not pinch hitting because he just got hit in the hand and was dealing with soreness and obviously swelling. He got hit right, on the meaty part where your pinky and the back of your hand meet. And the broadcast was talking about how important that left hand is for right-handed batters to turn over on the ball and make solid contact and drive through it. So it's like, you're worried the night before about Aaron Judge potentially missing 2 months of action with a broken hand, which would be a worst-case scenario. And then less than 24 hours later, you're throwing caution to the wind and you want him to pinch hit so you could beat the Orioles in a regular season game in the middle of June. Like, I don't know. I don't know what these people are thinking. Either way, just think about it this way. If your boss said, hey, you know what, man? Day off for you today. You got the day off. Enjoy the day off. And then he calls you at 3:30 and he's like, actually, we had some stuff happen, so you're going to have to stick around for 2 hours and help us out here. Is that a day off to you? Aaron Judge needed a day off to rest his hand because he got hit with a fastball. He's not coming back into the game. There's no reason for him to come into the game. The Yankees don't need to win the game. It would have been nice to win because then you don't have to worry about getting trounced today by a score of 17-5. But, it is what it is. The Yankees had plenty of other opportunities in that one that they didn't capitalize on. They didn't need Aaron Judge to get them the win. What'd they do in that one? Oh, good thing you ask. You have 3 errors by the Yankees. Did they actually label that Soto? Did they label that Soto one an error? Let me see. I'm in the box score now, guys. Sorry, but I know that. Okay, so you have a throwing error by Marinaccio. Marinaccio came in to relieve Garrett Cole. Lost in the shuffle is Garrett Cole making his season debut on Wednesday. He was fine. He went 4 innings and gave up a run. He was clearly on an innings limit, pitch count, whatever you want to call it. But he came out for the 5th. Cedric Mullins singled. Cedric Mullins is now unstoppable against the Yankees after being one of the worst everyday players in the league up until this point. So that's pretty classic. Marinaccio makes that error. He gives up 3 runs in that inning. You have, they charged Soto with an error last night, and I don't think they charged him with it until there was a review. So Soto makes that error. Gunnar Henderson gets plunked that inning. Wait, was that inning? No, Gunnar Henderson. I'm sorry. Yes, Gunnar Henderson got plunked that inning. He stole second base because now Jose Trevino is being victimized because he can't throw people out. The Yankees pitching staff is also not doing a good job of holding runners on base. Ryan Mountcastle doubled. I guess they're calling it a hit, but should have been a single or should have been an out. This is actually confusing now because they're calling in the box score, they're calling Mountcastle a double, but then they're calling an error on Soto. So maybe it was a single. Who knows? Either way, run scores there, so it's 5-1, right? That was after Henderson gets plunked. Tensions are high. Then Stanton hits a 3-run homer, and the Yankees end up losing this one by 1 run. Why? Because they get 2 extras, and what do? So, in extras, Cedric Mullins strikes again. Clay Holmes comes in. He gets Colton Cowser to pop out. Cedric Mullins bloops one. I get terribly exhausted reading this because it's just infuriating. Bloops one into center field. It was kind of clear that Anthony Santander was going to score. He was the ghost runner. Nonetheless, Alex Verdugo tries to, I guess, make an aggressive play. I don't know. I wouldn't be throwing home there because then at that point the runner is going to be taking second base. Rifles one home. Kind of a close play, but I don't think he ever had a chance. Mullins, takes second base. Next at bat, Mullins takes off for third base. Trevino tries to throw him out, airmails it into left field. Mullins scores 7-5. So you knew at this point, obviously, the game was over. You knew the second this game was going to extras, the game was over. When the Orioles scored 2, you knew for sure it was over. In extras, DJ LeMahieu singles. Gleyber Torres goes to third. Doesn't score. I don't know why he doesn't score. Actually, we don't need to review the tape, I guess, because it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But it was a bloop into no man's land, and Torres was staring at it, waiting for it to get caught by somebody. It never was. He lacks so many instincts on the diamond. It's infuriating to watch at this point. Ben Rice sacrifice fly. Torres scores. Jose Trevino walks. They pinch hit Oswaldo Cabrera. I'm sorry. After Ben Rice hits a sacrifice fly, Torres scores, and Oswaldo Cabrera, who pinch ran for LeMahieu, stays at first. Next at bat, he goes to steal second. He's gunned down by Adley Rutschman, but the Yankees try to review it because it looked like Jorge Mateo was clearly blocking the bag. I think he was clearly blocking the bag based on what they're telling us what these rules are. And they review it, and they say he wasn't blocking the bag and there was no interference, so he's thrown out. Jose Trevino walks. Jahmai Jones, who was put in this game to pinch hit for I don't know what reason, strikes out looking to end the game. So the Yankees kind of get screwed there, but kind of don't, because you go back to the rest of the contest and you have 1 hit through 6 innings. You go 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, which I guess is solid, but you leave 10 runners on base. You kind of can't do that. And then you have 3 errors. You have 3 errors on the night, which allowed 3 runs to score, and that's your difference. So it's sloppy, bad baseball. Goes back to the night at Fenway on Sunday when the Red Sox score 9 bases and the Yankees just don't look like they're paying attention. They don't look like they're fundamentally sound. I understand this team's mostly been really fun to watch. They're 51-25. But these lapses in judgment are really what cause a lot of problems for fans, because a professional championship team doesn't make those mistakes. As often as the Yankees are doing. I understand you have a bad day, and shit happens because baseball, again, very, very comparable to life, but can't be doing this. Can't be playing. If you call yourself a contender, you cannot be playing like this on a consistent, especially multiple times in a week in a span of a couple days. You should be at least quickly learning after Sunday night should put a shock into you, right? Sunday night should be like, oh shit, like what were we doing? We got to fix that. That can't happen. That is not professional. That's not what a team who's supposed to be contending all year round does. Maybe it happens one night, but can't happen again. Either way, what do the Yankees do? They take that glorious momentum that they set on Wednesday night after nearly winning a game without Aaron Judge, and then they lose 17-5 today. I guess this one's on Luis Heel. I understand you only get 6 hits, score 5 runs, walk 3 times, but another 3-error day. But the game was already over when the Orioles had scored. I think they scored what? They scored 8 in the first 3 innings. So, I mean, look, game over. Like, you're not winning that game. It is what it is. Aaron Judge homered to make it 8-3 in the bottom of the third, but at that point it was just like, whatever. Oswaldo Cabrera makes an error in the 5th. And what does that do? It extends the inning for Anthony Santander to hit a 3-run homer. So, I mean, like, I guess there could have been a point where they were out of the inning, but Gleyber Torres makes an error on a fielding play on a Jordan Westberg grounder in that next at bat after Santander homers in the 5th, but it's 11-3, whatever. Nonetheless, not inspiring play. And then in the top of the 6th, Oswaldo Cabrera made an error again after the Yankees did some switches. Gleyber Torres came out of the game with a groin injury. I guess that's important to note. They said it's not supposed to be serious, but Cabrera went to 2nd. LeMahieu went to 3rd. Ben Rice went to 1st. And Cabrera made an error. And then Gunnar Henderson hit into a fielder's choice, which would not have scored a run had Cabrera not made the error to make it 12-5. So, yeah, just like it's just ugly baseball. And then you have another home run. You have 2 more RBI singles. Like, I don't know what you want us to say at this point. It's a bad series by the Yankees. It's a bad series. It's a bad back-to-back series by the Yankees against division rivals, which is just, it's endlessly frustrating, right? Beyond frustrating. These are the games you're supposed to be winning. And if you're not winning them, you shouldn't be getting trounced in them. You shouldn't be getting embarrassed in them. You shouldn't be, in my opinion, for the Red Sox series, the biggest thing is like the second these games are nationally televised, this team turns into a pumpkin, a giant collective pumpkin, Yankees pumpkin. But yeah, like, I don't know. The day felt off since the pregame presser. They tell you Judge is back, which is great, and then they deliver the news that Jason Dominguez is out for at least 8 weeks. Or up to 8 weeks. They said it's probably going to take him 8 weeks to get back into game action, which means we're probably not going to see Jason Dominguez until September at the major league level. And like, you could trace this back to the team just opting not to bring him up to the major leagues when he was clearly ready after his rehab assignment. And then after like an additional 10 games at AAA that he didn't need. This guy came up last year for a week in September, completely reignited the roster. Then goes down and the team doesn't really improve for the rest of the way. So he was clearly the spark that made everything possible. Yankees making this lame BS excuse that there's no path to playing time for him. Yes, there is. If you have a capable manager and you have a creative brain that is capable of thinking outside the box for 14 seconds, you could find at-bats for Jason Dominguez. You could play him 4 times a week. You can get Aaron Judge off his feet. You can sit players who are slumping. Let's put it this way. if you have a bench of Oswaldo Cabrera, who I like a lot, but like not an integral player at this point. He's kind of come back down to earth. Bench of Jahmai Jones, bench of Trent Grisham, plus your backup catcher. Like, there's room for Jason Dominguez. Don't care what position he plays. Don't care if he plays the outfield. Like, there's room. I understand you're not going to bench Juan Soto. I understand you're not going to bench Aaron Judge, but like, Alex Verdugo can use a night off here and there. Aaron Judge is going to need a night off his feet. Giancarlo Stanton goes into ugly slumps. There's ways to get him out of the lineup. Before Anthony Rizzo went down, it was like, Anthony Rizzo can't be playing every night. You got to shuffle around the infield. DJ LeMahieu's not an everyday player at this point. So, like, there are ways to figure it out. Gleyber Torres doesn't need to be in the lineup every night. He's played in every game. He's not good. So, I know it would require some sort of like flexibility here to make it work, but like, you can do it. You have the DH spot. You have guys that don't need to be in this lineup every single night. It's exhausting to watch these players that don't need to be out there every day. There's the reason you prioritize depth is so you can give these guys days off, is so there's the option for the flexibility. I know this team wants their, key players to play as much as possible, but we're slowly learning who's key and who's not, and who can use the day off here and who doesn't. So like, Jason Dominguez had a spot on this roster, in my opinion. I think a lot of other Yankees fans would have agreed with that. And the Yankees not calling him up, they leave him in AAA where the competition is just clearly inferior. He's dominating, and it's not he doesn't need to be here, He was batting .389 with a 1.044 OPS in 9 games. Like, he didn't need to be there for an extra 5-6 games, I think it was now. He played 23 games this year. He batted .356 with a 1.014 OPS. I disagree with the team that he needed a full spring training plus a rehab assignment plus more time in the minors. I don't think he needed I don't think any player needs a full spring training if they are proving right off the bat that they're ready. I understand that there's a theory like, oh, nope, they need more reps because the big leagues is going to hit them fast or hit them like a train. They're not going to know what was coming. But again, Jason Dominguez has been here. Jason Dominguez knows this is not your average, green prospect who needs extra time, who needs to figure it out. Jason Dominguez already figured it out. It's clear that he plays up when the competition increases. So that check swing on Sunday that injured his oblique and now has him out for 2 months, you could guess he'll be back in mid-August, and then the Yankees will want him to do a couple weeks of rehabbing probably in the minors for that. So yeah, like September just feels like that's the answer. And then at that point, it's like, you're going to figure out what you need by the trade deadline. So a lot of needs for this team by the trade deadline, if you don't mind, by the way. That's just the way it is. You're looking at how this team has performed when one piece of the puzzle is missing, whether it's Judge or Soto. It's pretty grim. You look at this team's pitching staff, which is starting to slip in a major way. Again, not going to grill Luis Gil. He deserves to have a day like this, He doesn't deserve to have a day like this. He deserves to have a day like this and not have anybody breathing down his neck, The regression was coming. He's been dominant all year. There was no way he was going to sustain this performance. Quite frankly, I love the guy. There was no possible way he could sustain this performance. It was out of nowhere. It was bonus. It's an absolute bonus. He was Garrett Cole for the amount of time Garrett Cole was out. Unbelievable that we got that production from him. It's led us to be the best team in the league. But, Marcus Stroman slowing down, in my opinion. He's still laboring through these outings. He's still giving up some hard content. Carlos Rodon coming back to earth a little bit in Boston there. I'm not going to fault him for that. But, the Yankees kind of needed him to put up a good one there because you win Friday night, you have all that momentum, and then he puts them in a bad spot. By giving up 5 runs in 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 walks, like really bad outing. labors through it to 109 pitches. So I don't think it's a sign of things to come, but it's like, things are slowing down. And when everything's not firing on all cylinders, it's tough. And then you look at the bullpen, which has been absolutely taxed the last few days, especially dating back to the series against the Red Sox, who pitched on that finale. It was Cutter Crawford versus Stroman. That's right. They lose that game 9-3, but I think Stroman only went 5. Am I right? Yeah, Stroman only goes 5, 4 walks, 7 hits, bad start. They use 5 relievers in that one. Yankees win 4-2 on Monday against the O's. Nestor Cortez starts that one. Nestor Cortez, as you know, is good at home. He goes 6 innings. They use 3 relievers. Pretty good. You could deal with that. And then you have Cole, who's on the innings limit, go 4, and then the Yankees use 6 relievers. So burning out the bullpen, you see where it goes. They use 5 today. Jose Trevino pitched in garbage time, so they avoided using a 6. But guess what? Now you got the red hot Braves coming to town. It's Rodon versus Sale, Stroman versus Charlie Morton, then Nestor versus this rookie. This guy's got a funny name. It is Hurston Waldrep. That's who they'll be facing. So, Chris Sale's going to mow down the Yankees. That's happening tomorrow, guys. We don't even have to talk about it. It's going to be up to Marcus Stroman battling with Charlie Morton on Saturday to kind of save this series. If the Yankees want to come out with a win, they have Monday off, and then it's a 2-game set against the Mets. So we'll be back here Monday. Adam will be back. These podcasts will definitely be more entertaining. It's been a busy week. It's been a hell of a week. Orioles fans are going to be dancing all they want. They're happy. I'd be happy too, but guess what? You guys are still behind in the division. That's number 1. Number 2 is that you are still not a proven postseason team. You're not a proven postseason team. You have a lot to go. You just lost Kyle Bradish for the season, Tommy John surgery. So you're going to have to do even more work at the trade deadline. I know the Yankees aren't looking great right now. It's kind of difficult to parse through what they've been experiencing over these last 2 series, but it is what it is. Baseball season's long. Largely, this team has done a good job of kind of erasing those really crappy games that make you want to jump off a building. And they didn't exactly do it after Wednesday night, but they battled back on Wednesday, and I'll give them credit for that because it was a judgeless game. But you got to clean up. You got to have you got to play fundamentally sound baseball. They didn't do that. It cost them the game. If you're going to plunk Gunnar Henderson, you got to come back, maybe not talk trash, but back it up with your play and come through in these bigger situations. So again, is what it is, man. Not happy about it. Not thrilled about it. I want this team to show that they're capable of truly winning a World Series and make a deep playoff run. The AL is very weak this year. They have a very good opportunity to do it. I know they're working guys back in. I know Anthony Rizzo going down is tough on this clubhouse. I know Judge going down there for a second was probably stressful for everybody because it could have been a significant injury. But all right, you lose a series to the O's. You face them one more time before the break. So best to kind of make that your time to shine. O's, we're going back to Baltimore for a 3-game set before I think we face them again in September. So, or is that the end of the series? No, we play one more time in September. So that'll be it. It is time for them to take a deep breath and realize what the deal is going into this Braves series. The Braves are playing really good baseball right now. Yankees need to get back on track. They have that Monday off day, which they should be valuing. They had Monday off this week too, which was good, but really give it your all these next 3 days. I know the pitching staff is down bad, which is a shame because the pitching staff shouldn't be down bad. You have Monday off. You have 2 Mondays off in a row. The pitching staff should be preserved, but that's going to be a storyline going into this one. They're going to need length from Rodon. They're going to need length from Stroman. And then at that point, they would be able to weather the storm if Nestor were to get knocked around. But he's been really good at home. So that could be the key. Either way, guys, that is it. A Yanks Go Yard edition of the Thursday night podcast. Maybe we go nights now. I don't know. 2 p.m. was a little bit hectic today. Also wanted to go on after these series. We keep getting caught in the middle of these games, or we're getting caught before the series ends. So hoping to give you a good little summary there. I know pretty uneventful, not an exciting time right now with what this team is doing. Big recaps. Garrett Cole's back. Pretty cool. Probably going to be handled with kid gloves for a minute so we can see where he's at. He's just getting a tune-up before the All-Star break so he can go full throttle in the second half. Judge is not significantly injured. That's great. Ben Rice is here. Ben Rice is cool. Really good personality on this kid. Looks like he's going to fit right in. And Anthony Volpe's playing well. Giancarlo Stanton stepping up, doing big things. Rest of the lineup's kind of got to come through. The Yankees have to figure out these black holes. That's what they got to do. They know what's wrong again. They're going to figure it out. They have a month before this trade deadline. They have options to call guys up, maybe see what they have in these other internal spots. Would have been Jason Dominguez. Should have been Jason Dominguez. That's not good, though. They should have figured that out, and I have a sour taste in my mouth with that. I'm going to be bitter about that probably through the end of the year. Hopefully, though, the Yankees can make me forget about it by playing better. Tomorrow night against the Braves, Apple TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the Yanks Go Yard YouTube channel. We're there. Head on over to yanksgoyard.com. Plenty of content there, writing a lot for you, keeping you up to date with everything that's going on. What else we got? Yanks Go Yard Twitter account, official Twitter account at Yanks Go Yard. FS. DraftKings. I didn't mention that at the top of the show. How dare I? DraftKings is here. Fantastic sign-up bonus for new customers. You can play us a $5 first bet on any sport to instantly claim $150 in bonus bets. All you got to do is sign up with the code Yanks Go Yard. Not only gets you those bonuses, this code, but it helps you directly support the podcast. Adam and Thomas, Yanks Go Yard, yanksgoyard.com. It's a good time. We're having fun. So if you've been considering signing up for DraftKings, make sure to use that code, Yanks Go Yard, to maximize those first bets. This offer is only available to new customers who are 21 and older and physically present in legal gambling states. Please remember to always gamble responsibly. Check the episode description for full terms of the offer to see if you qualify. And that'll be it. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We will talk to you later. Enjoy. Kick your feet up until tomorrow night's game. It could get ugly. I hope not, though. I hope not. We'll talk to you again on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, live right here.